Now, here's your Farm and Ranch Report from the Western Ag Network.
Welcome back for our Farm and Ranch News. The Northern Livestock Video Auction held its early summer special on June 23rd, and the prices for steer calves remains very strong. But ranchers in the countryside remain very cautious about what Mother Nature may have in store in the weeks ahead.
It's been hard for people to make decisions on these early sales due to, the wild swings in the weather. But we ended up with 14,000 cattle. The calf market, I'd say, was $20 to $25 a hundred higher on the big steers. And then the lighter cattle were sure higher than they were last year. We had lots of demand both in the seats and on the internet. The Canadian demand was real strong on the big steer calves. There is a big spread between these steers and heifers, a lot bigger spread than we're used to. Part of that is due to the cost of gain, and part of it is, I think, as we go through the summer, we'll see those two prices come together, whether it be the heifers get higher or the steers get cheaper. But that spread should narrow because our spread was too big between the steers and the heifers on the big calves today. The yearling trade was outstanding. We had people bidding from all over on the yearlings, and just a super yearling market.
Specifically, October delivery steers weighing 5 1/4 sold for $2.16, while 6 to 630 weight steers $1.95 to $2, with October 7 to 780 weight steers bringing $1.93 to $1.98. While these higher steer prices are encouraging, Thompson is cautious about how input and feed costs will impact the livestock industry in the weeks ahead.
The only thing I would say, Lane, is these prices are real good, and I totally understand the ranch needs them and the way these expenses are, but we could hit a top side of these prices unless these expenses do come down. But we're in a 5-year cycle here of short numbers, shorter than a lot of people give credit to, and so if you can hang on to that cow herd and hang in there, I think these calves will continue to get higher once we start growing some feed.
The next Northern Livestock Video Auction will be July 18th through the 22nd, and the consignment deadline is quickly approaching. It's this Tuesday, June 28th. We'll be right back.
Yummy! Beef being a nutrient-dense food is a really good option.
It's really easy for them to grasp.
First it was just ground beef and purees, and now he loves steak.
As we return back today, we see that 2 grain terminals owned by companies in North America were hit by a Russian attack in Ukraine. Canadian agribusiness Viterra and U.S. grain trader Bunge said they had a grain terminal hit on Wednesday. Viterra reported that it had a terminal on fire as well. While there were no casualties, Viterra did say 1 employee was injured at the plant, which had been closed since Russia's invasion began. The attack on Wednesday is also the second time Bunge has been targeted. Ukraine's grain exports have dropped significantly from last year. During the first 22 days of June, exports were down 48% from last year at just 907,000 tons. Russia is preventing shipments from Ukraine's Black Sea ports, trapping thousands of tons of grain in the country. Experts say setting up alternative export routes won't be sufficient enough quantities to keep up with global food demand across the board. That's today's Farm and Ranch News.